Okay, people in bubbles. People in bubbles moat. People in bubbles ring. Now, the whole thing ain't gonna work without your people in bubble mix. This ratio is 1 to 3. 1 liter to 3 liters. 1 quart to 3 quarts. Now, you use the hot water because it mixes up quicker and diffuses and disperses a lot better. You need to make sure your moat is flat, because otherwise all the bubble mix is going to run down to one side and the other side is going to be hard to dip. Keep it level, it's easy to dip. Now, if your edges are dry, you're going to need to wet them. I like to take a clean hand with one of these L shapes and dip it in the mix. And then I like to wet all this part here, and all this part here, and all of the inside there, and all the outside there. Watch. I do it fast. Here's one I prepared earlier. So you smudge it all around. Make sure you get every single little bit. Don't skimp on this, because then you're just going to embarrass yourself. You're already a bubble blower. It's an embarrassment in itself. People laugh at you because you blow bubbles. We're also jealous. It's a funny situation to be in. More on that later. Now, that the edges are wet, you can pretty much lift it up and it ain't gonna pop on you. Now, as you pull a long bowl, it's automatically gonna try and subdivide. Wait. If you get a flat bubble here, by the way, take your time. You don't need to. You're in control of the show. You are the center of attention. People are paying you for your fascination, your play with the bubbles. Okay? Now, they may want to live through you, ask you to try this, ask them to do that. That's fine. Let them do it a little bit. But it's also all about you. Just remember that whilst it's all about you, to look at the audience so that it's also all about them. So that they live through you. Now, once you get a flat bubble like this, you can do like a yin-yang kind of wobble bubble. Second harmonic if you're a musician. Now, there are 3 main bubble tricks. 4 actually. We don't have room to do the 4th. It's the bubble rainbow. But we're going to do the first 3. First one's called the bubble force field. May the forces be with you. Forces of surface tension. May the forces of surface tension be with you too. Now, lift that one up. You slice it across. Okay? Now, if you got somebody in there, make sure that they're not standing on to one side. Get them in the middle. If they're fat, get them to stand upright, tuck them in a little bit. If they got a big dress, get the dress tucked behind the knees, pull things in so that your bubble is not going to touch anything that's like clothing or hair. Some people have long hair. The long hair is going to pop your bubble. So lift it up vertically and then slice it. Okay? Don't dilly-dally. Some people, they go too slow and it makes an hourglass shape, you know? Like Days of Our Lives. It pulls in too close, it's gonna pop on them. Okay? Go fast so it stays cylindrical and then slice it off. It pretty much goes as fast as you can without it's gonna pop. Okay, so then, boom, you get this force field goes right over their head. Whoa. It's amazing. When they're in there, you can make jokes about them levitating and being able to float away in a bubble and things like that. ad lib, project your bubbles are your canvas. They're for your imagination. Project all of it on there and just believe in it. And everybody loves it. If you're like, haha, you could do this, haha, people are like, but if you really go for it with your imagination, you know, then it's a lot more profound for them and they really dig it because you're totally like in character. They believe in you because you believe. Okay, now the next one I want to show you is the Hawaiian hula bubble. You get your volunteer. It's a really good one to do with the ladies or the macho men. Get them to stand in the middle. Okay, lift their hands up to here like this, like a bunny rabbit. Then get them to stick their hands over to one side. Bend their knees. Keep their back straight. Work safe. And then make their knees do circles. Once their knees are doing circles, then you can get them to bring in a little bit of rock. And once they got that, you give them a little pep talk. Okay, keep it up, keep it up. Here we go. Hawaiian hula bubble. Slow it down. You make the music. You make the soundtrack. Might need a warm up. That looks pretty terrible. The worse your voice is, the funnier it is sometimes, so long as they know what it is you're making the sound of. If you sound so bad that they can't even make out that it is a Hawaiian hula song, then that's just embarrassing and confusing. Also, don't do it too fast. Because that doesn't really work so well as going really slow. If you go as slow as you can get away with doing the bubble to get the Hawaiian hula effect, that's much funnier. The longer you take to do all of your stuff, the funnier it is because it creates much more tension, which is just kind of like excruciatingly exciting and hilarious for people. It also makes it more ridiculous, and everybody likes a little bit of ridiculous. Okay, so the last one is we tell people that we recently had some of Elon Musk's SpaceX technology installed in our bubble tray, and it allows us, allows us to teleport people to the planet Zog and back in a nanosecond. Okay? So you get your little budding bubble knot in here, and they're going to be Earth's ambassador to the planet Zog. And using this bubble wormhole intergalactic teleportation bubble technology, just check that, bubble wormhole, intergalactic teleportation bubble. Start and finish with the bubble. Bubble wormhole, intergalactic teleportation bubble. Using this technology, you can create a teleportation thingy, and I just messed it up. You can make a teleportation thingy, zap them off to the planet Zog and back in a nanosecond. Now, some people, they blink during the nanosecond, they miss everything. Just get them to do this so they don't miss. Okay? Here we go again. For you doubters out there, you skeptics. Lift it up. When you get to here, wobble it. Oh. Okay, that was just lame. Try again. Again, it helps if you make the sound effect. Bang! They're back from the planet Zog. Thank you. They're the three bubbles.